I am doing this in response to a request for a tour of the home gym, garage gym. This is a single car garage. Space is at a premium, so I made my choices based on the equipment I already had and the limited space available. And I believe that I have been able to accomplish just about everything that I need to do in here. Was able to get a lot more equipment in here than I initially thought I'd be able to. And I'm extremely happy with it. Guess the first thing kind of that jumps out is obviously a homemade deadlift platform. I made this because it's a lot cheaper than buying a prefab, and I can make it the way I want. Just 3 pieces of plywood, some stall mats cut to size, homemade or adapted from another purpose. These band pegs are things I picked up from Tractor Supply, and I actually like them better than the band pegs that come with prefabricated deadlift platforms for band attachments and that sort of thing. Obviously the pulling blocks or deadlift blocks were made from the scraps left over from making the platform. Just screw the stall mat on top along with 2 strips of wood to keep the barbell from rolling off. Next, got dumbbells from 10s all the way up to 95s, and I can go heavier if I need to with the adjustable dumbbells, but I don't really ever need to. Got some kettlebells, a real heavy sandbag, and a homemade medicine ball down below. This is something that I was given as a gift from my mother-in-law. It's a quick adjust dumbbell set, goes from 10 to 50. It's kind of a cheaply made thing, but I actually like it a lot. You can go really fast between select the weights you want to use really fast. Got a really cheap utility bench that I use a lot, but I keep it up there to keep it out of the way when I'm not using it. My 70s style plate loaded leg extension leg curl machine. It's old, but I actually like it better than the new ones. I like it a lot better than a selectorized cable operated system. Over here I've got a cheap Walmart just wall mounted rack system. Got my wraps and straps and slingshots and hip circles and all that stuff, belt hanging over there, some attachments. Got a hex bar for deadlifts and farmer's walks, shrugs, that sort of thing, and a little cheap specialty tricep bar, some boxing pads and mitts and gloves, and another actual real store-bought medicine ball. And I've got the Titan gun mount barbell rack system with some really cheap barbells and only one, my brand new powerlifting barbell. It's a cap OB86 PBCK rather. It's got a little more aggressive knurl for things like bench and squat. It's a little aggressive for deadlifts, and in a deadlift bar you really don't want the center knurl because it'll grab your shins and close as you're pulling the barbell up your shins, but it works great. I like it, and if if that becomes a concern, I can use one of these older barbells where the knurl's almost worn off. But I'm really happy. It's an inexpensive barbell and it gets the job done. This is probably my favorite piece of equipment in the gym. It's a competition bench with a spotter platform. Thing is built like a tank. It's indestructible. This TDS utility bench also built really well. Never had any problems with it. Got a chest supported barbell row. Again, it's older, but never had one issue with it. It works great. And if something were to break on it, it would be super easy to fix. And I've got this calf raise hack squat machine that I'm actually probably going to remove and put my leg press right there. I've got a good bit of just old metal weights on an old plate tree that I've had for years. This is my second favorite piece of equipment. It is a reverse hyper, one of the first early generation reverse hypers made by Louis Simmons. If you can see that, the patent is 1994. Love this thing. I just took all the weights off of it to grease the pendulum shaft. Got a place to do dips and leg raises for abs attached to the wall. Not many leg raises get done on it, but I do use it for dips quite a bit. Got my heavy bag down there under it. Got this little cheap coat rack to hang my bands and jump ropes and that sort of thing on. And this thing here is also really neat. It's probably built in the early 60s. It's a lap pull down machine. This thing is also indestructible, and the weight stack on it goes incredibly heavy. It's got an attachment for cable rows that obviously you can see it would slide in right there. I've got it over in the corner. Use it quite a bit. Love this thing. You have to replace the cables way before you have to replace any components of the actual lap machine. I bet it's probably gone through 50 cable systems. It just does not wear out. This thing's great. These are some of the attachments that go with it. This is my squat rack. It is an older, cheap Wader system. I'm probably going to replace that eventually with a Titan T3 rack. The T3 is taller but narrower, and it gives me more floor space. This rack, like I said, is really cheap, but it's always gotten the job done. I still use it for squats and chin-ups, pull-ups, rack pulls. I use the spotter arms when I'm benching by myself a lot of the times. It's really been good. This was given to me as a gift, I think, when I was still in high school, maybe college. But that is essentially it. I've got some stall mats from Tractor Supply on the floor. These are the ones with the diamond plate are thicker. These are a little thinner, but I don't really drop any weights over here. If I'm going to be dropping anything, I'll use the platform. But I've got pretty much everything I need, and I've been really happy with this setup. Like I said, the only changes I plan on making are removing that calf machine, putting my leg press over there, and getting the Titan T3. This adjustable bench is also just a cheaper kind of rickety adjustable bench, and I plan to eventually replace it as well, but I don't use it a whole heck of a lot. But that's my garage gym.